No fancy editing, no extracurriculars, no aesthetics, just me, the book, my reaction, and the front-facing camera on my phone. I am stressed. Let's begin. Oh, we begin in Lydia's point of view. She wants to rip out their throats with her teeth. Fuck bollocks. Dark hair, all black, shadows. The Avalon Fae could not be more night court if they tried. As if a paltry flame might do such a thing. So fire is not the answer. Or maybe it has to be like a special fire. Are the Asteroid and the Valg the same thing? Oh, fuck the Autumn King. Where is Bryce? She has chosen to vacate Midgard. Bryce is no longer in this world. He does care. Maybe the Autumn King is putting on an act. Maybe he's not completely bad. He's probably gonna die, so die sacrificing himself for Bryce. Still, fuck him for everything else he's done. Speak of what you have heard today, and you will find there is no place on this planet where you will be safe from our wrath. So just on this planet, they can go to any other planet and be fine? Like, I've come to like Lydia in the last year, but can we get to our babies already? Asterai's new hybrid mech suits. Mech suits. As if this wasn't already Avengers Endgame enough as it was. They cut off their wings again? I need you to look at the third figure, Lydia. Oh, Pollux ripped out his piercing? Oh, and this... fucking hell. Okay, part one, the drop, which means we should be with Bryce next chapter, right? I just super appreciate it if they would write at the top of the chapter whose POV we're in. Yes, we're in Bryce's. Hi, Bryce. They put her in an interrogation cell. Oh my god, you can talk to her. Yeah, the one who looked so much like Rune. So does that mean that they're not identical? Just very similar. Almost twin. Okay, so they're not identical. They're almost identical. Bryce, just tell them everything. It's fine. Why do you speak the old language? Why do you? Oh my god. Having Amryn be one of the only ones who can speak to Bryce is not helpful. They're both stubborn as hell. She doesn't know how she landed there. Fucking hell. Communication, guys. Did they have tickets in this world? Transportation? Say something about a phone. Or electricity. I want to know. Why is it more down there with them? Because they're being like, you're lying. But more is the one whose power is truth. Whatever the fuck that means. Do they know what the word intergalactic means? May I look into your memories? No, you may not. Fuck yeah, Bryce. So Rhys does seem to know a lot more words in the old Fae language than we were led to believe in the last book. Queen Thea or Prince Pelias, you know of them? No one has spoken those names here in a very, very long time. They know of them. Then they come from there. We can hear your myths later, girl. No, I want to know. Just lay everything out now. Yes, I told you, the intergalactic parasites. What does that mean? They don't know what the word intergalactic is. Daglan. We've heard that before, right? Shadows reach him like runes, yet wilder, the way Cormax had been, because the Avalon Fae are Akatar Fae. A magic bean that lets them communicate in whatever language and that it'll just automatically translate it. The language on Bryce's back is their language. Chapter 2 is from Tharions' point of view. Fucking hell, we have to put up with this again? Go back to Bryce. Ariadne joined the fighting ring? Out of everything she could have done, she put herself in the Viper Queen's command. Ariadne has insinuated that Tharion is gay and he's flirting with women to cover it up. And now we're in Ethan's point of view. And he's caring more about getting Tharion out of, a place that he willingly went to, rather than getting Rune and Hunt and Bryce back. So, are Ethan and Tharion gonna get together? But then we have unnamed Alpha Fenrir Wolf. Sigrid Fenrir? That's her name? Okay. At least she remembered her name. Oh, so Sigrid is not her name. She never had a name. She never had a bed. She never had a shower. What the hell were they doing over on that island that her father was sent to? Oh. Get Nesta. Cassian won't be happy. Cassian will deal. Bryce and Nesta, come on, let's go. She immediately recognized Nesta as a warrior. Nesta and Bryce, stare off. Yes. What is it? How is the bit of writing on your skin made? I can't answer that question until you tell me what the fuck made means. Come on. I knew the Akatar guys were not that good at communication, but come on. They just left her in the dungeon. Fucking hell, guys. As if I wasn't already, miffed at Rhysand enough after reading Silver Flames. Now you hate Bryce too? Bryce and Nesta are my girlies. What's gonna happen if Aelin shows up? It's gonna hate her too? Did I miss something? Because I knew Bryce and Hunt were mates. But Bryce had twisted the rules against them at the autumn equinox to marry Hunt. Marry? Are you fucking kidding me, Sarah? This is the third time that we've skipped a wedding. Fifth, if we include the ones that happen at the end that are about to happen. Are we gonna get another "where is my wife" moment? His mate, his wife, his princess, Prince Hunt Athala Dannon. Fucking hell. If these ever get adapted, we better see the fucking weddings. Can't believe she did this to us for a third time. But to all those people who didn't believe they were in game, his mate, his wife, his princess, this dark, older shadow, is it Rhys, somehow from the other world? Or is it one of the princes of hell? Because he said it's death. So I feel like it's going to be one of the princes of hell. Lydia's doing the, wait, let me explain, please stop, let me explain. Oh my fucking god, just start explaining. Hate when characters do that. Fucking miscommunication all over this. I'm 64 pages in. Bryce is still in the dungeon because she's not communicating with the Akatar guys properly. Fucking hell. Just get on with it. Flynn had blasted Sabine's face clean off. What the fuck? Yeah, well now you really have to leave. Fucking hell, Flynn. Also, where are Fury and Juniper? Feel like they could be of help right now. Her eyes drop to Sabine's body, so Sabine's gone. She's dead, just like that. Her captors had taken her phone. The Akatar crew is in possession of a phone. They don't know what phones are. Fuck this, she growled and teleported into the pit. And then we switched to Tharion's point of view. Fuck Tharion. I don't give a shit about him. He can just show up in other people's point of views to do whatever his use for this story is. Like, I don't care about Tharion. And even Ethan's point of views, I'm just like, can we please get on with the story? I mean, I know there's like this much left, but let's get on with it. I need Bryce to get out of the Akatar world and back to her world. I don't want the entire thing. I don't want Bryce's entire storyline to be about Rhysand. We killed Sabine. You killed Sabine. She's not dead. She doesn't have a face. That's pretty... So, like, is she dead? Or is she just, like, gone for a bit until her face heals? The star on Bryce's chest leads her to people who are loyal to her. And the first person she comes across is Nesta. I love them. There's another worm. It's under the Hewn City or wherever the fuck they are now. What the fuck was that thing? A Midgard worm. Midgard? Like Midgard? Yes! Finally, someone's asking the correct questions. Thea was High Queen of these lands. High Queen. It's the shadow. It's Apollyon. Apollyon? Yeah, Apollyon. There's 2 L's. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's the Prince of Hell. So come and help them. Fucking hell. But also, we're getting more of Apollyon now than we were Adaius. Adaius? Like, he just, like, disappeared. Adaius just showed up. And he did the very much, like, where is Bryce thing. I reckon Adaius is, like, Bryce's great whatever grandfather. It's gonna be fucking hilarious if he is, for all the people who shipped Bryce and Adaius. You spent too long asking the wrong questions. Yes, I agree, but do you just want to give him the answers so we can move on? Like, who was his father? Oh, I'm fucking Tharion point of view again. Like, I just resent him now because I don't care about his point of view, and it's always like some bombshell or something really important happens, then Tharion point of view. What is that? Nesta's eyes gleam like a cat's in the dimness. Just the shadows. It's Azrael. So that sneak peek thing that I didn't want to see, but Sarah J Maas posted anyway, and her posts are top of my Instagram feed every time, of Bryce running to Nesta and Azrael. It's about to happen, I reckon. Winged horses soaring above the clouds. That's the people on the other island. On that one, right? That's where they are. Interesting. We could have come down here without having to get wet. How could we have reached here without getting wet? You might as well come out now. And then Azrael comes out. Not when they first got to the river and was like, and Bryce was like, your friend with the wings would be nice to show up now. So we're obviously destined to be best friends. I love Nesta and Bryce, and I want them to be best friends. The Midgard worm had arrived at last precisely according to Bryce's plan. What in the Aelin Ashriva Galathinius bullshit is this? There it is. But Bryce began running, hurtling through the cave back towards Nesta and Azrael, and prayed there was something left for her to save. That was the snippet that was shared. That claim came real early. I mean, it's page 150, but it's early in this book. Nesta kept the mask. I thought she, like, left it in the lake. What? And she's just been carrying it with her? Nesta can still use the death artifacts things. It's like she never lost her powers at all. Azrael is, like, holding Nesta to him and, like, stroking her hair. Okay, so she can just summon the mask wherever. Feyre has killed a Midgard worm. on her own. Now Nesta has. Elaine, you've been real boring still. You gotta go kill yourself a Midgard worm. Make it 3 for 3. So it's like a laser. I don't know what that is. Do you ever use the power to charge people up? Charge? Nesta's been holding Bryce's phone this entire time. I always wondered what happened to the gods of the original world. I mean, if they were, part of the group that pissed off Aelin, we know where they are. Actually, no, we don't know which hell world they're in, but they're in one of them. When we stop again, can you show me how that contraption works? The phone? The word couldn't be translated into their language. We're gonna have Nesta learning what a phone is. Trying to figure out what it does has been driving us all crazy. And then, of course, Tharions in the middle here, getting in the way of everyone. So a phone, Nesta said, overpronouncing the word as they crossed another small stream, can take these photographs that capture a moment in time, but not the people in it. Phones have cameras, and the camera is a thing that, it's like an instant drawing of the moment. God, so many words and terms from her own language to explain. And it also holds music like a symphonia. Well, yeah, because we saw your magical rock and we're like, that's an iPod. I've got a few thousand songs on here. 1,000? I'm surprised it can't cook your food and change your clothes too. Give it a few years and maybe it will. Please, phone, cook my food. What I need to this day, I can't believe it still hasn't been invented, is that microwave in Spy Kids where they just put the packet in and then suddenly they've got a whole burger and fries. I swear to God, if Tharion shows up right after we're opening this door with the 8-pointed star on it. No, it's Bryce, thank God. Did they somehow manage to get to, the prison? They did! They're in the prison! Did they walk all the way to the prison? Or is it like magic? Because that's really far away. Well, I guess we don't actually know how big this is, but that's where they went down into the things, into the tunnels. You're telling me they walked all the way over here to the prison? Oh, and now we have Ethan. We call it the prison. Cut. It was like game day, Ethan told himself. Fucking hell. Really? I could do without Ethan's point of view at the moment too. I just want Bryce, Hunt, and Rune's point of views. That's it. I mean, at least we've only seemed to have 5 point of views in this and not 10, like in Kingdom of Ash. Honestly, I've never heard Azrael talk so much. Do you think we somehow walked beneath the ocean? There's no way we walked that far. Oh yeah, it's the same type of thing from the first Akatar book when Feyre was walking through the cave and then suddenly she was under the mountain. It's the same type of thing here. Wait, so Azrael cannot get through these wards, but Bryce and Nesta can? They have other planets around them that they've named, which I'm assuming are our planets, but other planets like Sif and Ortez, Odin, Thor, it says fire. I'm guessing Lakos is Loki. I really don't want Bryce's world to be some sort of prison and then have all be a dream. And this is lining up to be that it is that, so we need something different. Because the harp stops time. So did it do anything for Midgard? Rune is asking Hunt to bite off his hand, and he thinks it's okay because his hand will grow back. I knew they could grow back organs and stuff, but they're growing back bones? Okay, so Bakshin is doing it. It's so fucking unnecessary. But also, so Bakshin and Hunt's like teeth and bite is strong enough to remove limbs. The harpy's alive. What the fuck? These people just don't die. Fucking holograms? In Prithian? Celine looks like Rhysand's sister. Oh my god, and it's a talking hologram. The Dread Trove are from the Daglan asteroid. And the Horn is too. Theon was your ancestor, but who are you talking to? Are you talking to Nesta or Bryce? And who the fuck is Theon? The cauldron comes from the asteroid. Oh wait, no, it isn't. It is theirs, but the asteroid used it. The land's powers became my mother's. Dusk, twilight, that's what the island was in its long buried heart. The Dusk Court is the island. And they made it a prison? As if the island had a soul that now blossomed under her care, nurtured by the court she'd built there. And now it's just a prison. Their parents often went hunting in the vast slice of land the Daglan had kept for their private game park. Is that under the mountain? Fire wielders from the south, Autumn Court. Autumn Court came with her and they rule now. Idiot, both of you fucking idiots. Bryce having the same feelings about Thea as Aelin did about, oh my god, I forgot her name. Her ancestors. This is a lot of info dumping. Bryce is literally descendant from the Autumn Court. We gotta go get Lucian. Actually, no, he's not even Autumn Court. Or he's part Autumn Court. And Eris? Bronze Armored Legions. We haven't worn bronze in a long time, so what year did they come to Midgard? I mean, you have our months, so it has to be after they decided on the calendar. We were still waging war on the humans when the door between worlds opened again. More Fae appeared, from another world this time. They were Fae like us, but not. The ears, the grace, the strength were identical, but they were shapeshifters, all of them. So that's where all our shapeshifters in Crescent City come from. Is it Aelin's world? Because I don't want you guys to touch Aelin's world. My mother had kept the star map that the Daglan had long ago annotated, and a world on it had caught her attention. A world like ours that had overthrown the Daglan. I'm fucking worried now. Leave Aelin alone. Or maybe that's hell, and then that's how they found Adias. Oh, there we go. A handsome golden-haired male stood before it with eyes like blue opals. Prince Adias. Okay, good. It's the thing I'm most worried about is dragging Aelin into this. Let her have peace. Oh, and then we're to Bakshin biting off Room's hand. God, you could have just waited an extra day and you would have been saved. Lydia has a plan. Yeah, and all of that for nothing. There's no fucking way Ethan just killed Sigrid. Otherwise, there was no point to getting her out of the tub. There is no fucking point. They never had to do the drop to become immortal or like long living. They already were, but they were contaminated with the parasite. So the screaming and the people that we've heard previously in the prison are the people that Celine left behind. So it's, thank God it wasn't all just a dream, but we're hearing the echoes of those people. There's so much of the prison we haven't seen because it used to be her family's castle. She like blocked off entire or was it entire hallways with natural rock. Selene is the one who made it a prison and put all of those monsters in there. Well, like, they just other Fae, but... So the Pegasus used to live there, and that's why they're on the next island now. They're like, fuck this shit. Selene, excuse me? You're the reason there was no High Ladies again until Pharaoh? I will spare you the details of how I came to wed a High Lord's son, of the years before and after he became the High Lord of Night, and I his lady. He wanted me to be High Lady, as the other lords' mates were, but I refused. Bitch! Could have had High Ladies this entire time, because they used to be there. And then you stopped that practice until Reese and Pharaoh changed it. I made sure he knew that the buried weapon he'd need against the asteroid was down here. Well, that clearly didn't get passed down the line. And one day he has promised to tell his son, and his son after him. They fucking didn't. To leave this account for one whose blood will summon it. Child of my child, heir of my heir. But we haven't figured out... Oh, I guess maybe Helena still survived. And that would mean Bryce is descendant from Helena and the Autumn Court. And probably, I guess, then probably, I guess, Rune is too. And then Reese is descendant from Selene and the Night Court. I hope the mother will forgive me, Selene said, and the hologram dissolved. Well, I fucking don't, Bryce spat. And flipped off the place where Selene had stood. I know Bryce is seeing Nesta and Azriel as potential enemies because she doesn't know them, but why are they acting like potential enemies? The Dusk Court is Bryce's inheritance. If you take the magic out of the place, do all of the monsters go free? Okay, well now Bryce is acting like a villain to the Prithian crew. My god, just some communication, guys. She opened the cells. Then let us bring you back to our High Lord. To do what? Lock me up? Cut the horn out of my skin? If that's what's necessary, Nesta said. Stop acting like villains to each other. And there were people who really thought Bryce and Azriel were gonna end up together, and they're just trying to kill each other right now. Which, I mean, enemies to lovers could be a thing, but it's not happening. She's gotta go back to her husband. A sarcophagus made of clear quartz lay in the center of the space, and inside it, preserved in eternal youth and beauty, lay a dark-haired female. This is the 7th Asterai. Oh, not preserved. She's still alive. Oh shit, her eyes opened. Oh, her first words are, release me, slave. Yeah, that's how you get their trust to release you. Slave, do as you were told. Get fucked. The female in the sarcophagus was an Asterai. There she is. But why did they put her in there? Is she still alive? She's the creator of the trove. And of course, we have another fucking Tharion chapter. Ethan beheaded Sigrid. What the fuck was the point in her character then? Like, I know that they can regrow limbs, but can they regrow heads? Fucking hell, Bryce. Bryce just let the Asterai out of her coffin? What the fuck? Who would have thought that Bryce and the Prithian crew would become enemies? We thought they were all going to be besties. Haha, got one on Azriel. Starsword flew from his hand to hers. Because it's hers, the Asterai said, picking at an invisible speck on her golden silk gown. Fucking hell. All this invisible lint. It's gone to the Asterai as well, not just Reese. I am the Evening Star. And then before, when Bryce took on Selene's power, she said she was the Evening Star. Destroy the cauldron, destroy the world. We already did that. They put it back together. Use the crown. But Nesta broke the crown in silver flames. Wait, so Sirius was the Asterai that they don't have. So there's more than 7. So Vesteris and Hesteris are different people, but the same star. They twins. She's got the Star Sword and Truth Teller in her hands now. Go, Bryce, come on. keep trying to use their powers. It's obviously the swords. Fucking hell. Yeah, always go for the head. Yeah, Nesta has some anger to work out still. Asriel was no help here. The girlies did all the work. Okay, so page 267. Is Bryce finally going back to Midgard? Because, like, I thought the Prithian gang were gonna, like, load her up with help and stuff and then send her on her way. But all they've done is fight. And she's swearing on Hunt's name. She won't breathe a word about this place, so they're just gonna cut off again. She needs to take Truth Teller too. You gotta give it up as. Fucking hell! You're as much of a monster as they are, Nesta accused. Bryce knew, she had always known. Fucking hell, they're enemies! They're enemies. Like they're both trying to do good for their worlds. I wonder if they'll come back. There's still a lot of the book left. Perhaps they've at last learned what your father bred you to be. What the fuck does that mean? A tale for another time, Athala. A tale for now, Adeus. Yes, a tale for now. It's been 2 1/3 books and we still know nothing about his father. She's back. She's back in her own world. She's at her father's place. Another thing that makes me believe that Midgard is our world, besides the fact that it's called Midgard and they have our months. She landed on a Friday. They have our days. So the Asteroi are the Valg, right? Because they're called Asteroi in Bryce's world. They're called Daglin in Feyre and Nesta's world. So they're the Valg in Aylin's world. They have to be. Because all of the Shifter Fae came from a world that was already run and loyal to the Asteroi. And that would have to be the Valg, who is, oh, you can't see her. Maeve. It's Maeve and Asteroi. But I also, like, I don't want them to go near that world. Like, let them be. And I hope that was all that we're going to see of the Prithian world. Like, she got her info dump. She got Truth Teller. She's done. Though, oh. Like, Nesta and crew are gonna have to clean up the mess Bryce left behind in the Dusk Court prison. Oh, and the other thing that reminded me about Volg is earlier, one of the Asteroids said, oh, how, like, one of the Asteroids said, like, oh, it's funny how you think some flame, the poultry flame would kill me. And I was like, oh, I can't do flames. But Nesta's sword of silver flames killed the Asteroi. So it has to be like special flames, yeah? Like a flaming sword. And Nesta killed Vespera in the exact same way Aelin killed Maeve. I love Bryce so much. She's talking to her dad. Look at you, cooking your own meals and grocery shopping. Why? You could almost pass as a functional adult and not some pampered brat. The Fae bloodlines have been weakening for generations now. It is my life's work to investigate why. You didn't do a very good job of investigating. Your daughter just immediately found out by chance, falling into a different world. My only interest in you lies in the bloodline you stand to pass on. Too bad Hunt complicates that. More than you know. Someone fucking tell us about Hunt's father. My God. It's been so long. Just tell us. So I don't think Rune's going to die. Because I don't think Sarah would do that to us. But she's gonna make it really seem like he's going to. And then there's gonna be something like right at the last minute. They're in an elevator right now. And all I can think of is, does anyone want to get out before we begin? But Lydia's doing it. Hawk right in the eyes. But Pollux isn't there, thank God. Though she needs to rip his throat out. Rune started crying as soon as he heard Declan's voice. Wait, Lydia's been able to shift this entire time? Like, I knew her father was a stag shifter. I didn't know she could shift. Huh. Lydia's gonna be fine. Like, we have this much of the book left. If she was gonna die, she's gonna die much later. But also, like, Rune realizes he does love Lydia, or at least, like, really likes her. Pelias or Peleus hated women so much that he put stupid fucking rules on them that women could never try and get the Star Sword or even be allowed in the library. Fuck him. Okay, finally, now we're back to Rune and Hunt, and I don't believe that last line of Lydia's. One where she said she laughed as she died. I don't believe it. She's coming back. Tharion got her as she hit the water, and then they healed her, okay? That's what's happening. Oh, he's got fingers again. Is he gotta get tattooed again? Had demanded that they give every last drop to Lydia. There we go. She's there. She's on the submarine. It's fine. Brains stuffed back in. So is she gonna have memory problems? Okay, so she did die. But they brought her back to life. I mean, if she's related to Aelin, that's what they do. They die and they come back. Go sleep, Rune. I've got your girl. She wasn't his girl. She wasn't anything to him. Lies! You're gonna be together. I don't know if this was something mentioned in the last book, but the mer people eat fish. Do they not have a morality problem with that, seeing as how they would totally be related to the fish? They've saved so many people right now, like none of our characters have died yet. All Tharion can think about is Ethan. If these two don't end up together in the end, because something tells me that Ethan and Sigrid aren't going to end up together if, you know, he manages to attach her head to her body again. Okay, it's really hard to, like, keep my eyes focused on the page now. So that's... I almost got halfway. We come back tomorrow. Day 2. Let's go. And one thing I kept thinking about last night, again, where the fuck are Fury and Juniper? Like, we have this whole mystery around who Fury is, what species she is, what she does for work, like what she can do. And she hasn't even shown up yet. She hasn't even been mentioned yet. Actually, no, she's been mentioned once. She was in a picture in the back of Bryce's phone case. But that's it. I feel like Fury would be pretty helpful with these rescue efforts and stuff. She can get helicopters at the snap of her fingers. A great civilization lived on Midgard long before the asteroid conquered it. A world where people loved and valued books and learning so much that they were willing to die for them. Can you imagine what such a civilization was like? 100,000 men and women marched to defend a library. Rest in peace, Library of Alexandria. The Vanir burned the priestesses who were librarians and the books. Except on one ship, the Griffin meant to goodies. How do you know all of this when no one else does? Because she was there. She was there, wasn't she? Even though she's saying that the mer knew. But I reckon she was there. But why is Jessica just telling all of this to Ethan? When Bryce never knew. The amulets are what the priestesses wore. She was a library priestess. Her short hair flowed out down to long curling tresses. Interesting. And she just gets a bit... She grows her hair and looks a bit younger. With no makeup. Like... It's not much of a makeover. She was on the ship. Apollyon. She was just a human. She has the power of one of the asteroids. Oh, fuck Apollyon. She's 15,000 years old. Damn, Jessica. Okay, now we got Jessica's thing. Let's go find Fury and see how old she is. Bryce put the, what is it, Gaussian shackle on his wrist. You little bitch, you have no idea who you're fucking with. I do, a useless, pathetic loser. You arrived here intentionally. She's pulling some Aelin Ash River Galathinius shit again. An anti-rainbow, as it was, light falling into darkness. Like the fading light of day, of dusk. What did it mean? You're from Dusk's court. Okay, Bryce is about to teleport to Hunt, but we also are now in Rune's point of view and Lydia's waking up. I read the last line of the chapter before I read the pages before, but what the fuck? Lydia has 2 teenage sons? Are they Pollix's son as well? We're about to become a stepdad? Oh, Tharion removes some invisible flecks of lint. Okay, like I know we have to go through this Ocean Queen thing first, but Bryce is literally about to teleport in. Can I meet them? What, she's never met her sons? Okay, so she wants to meet them, but the teacher's like, after school, that's what's best for them. Do you think they're gonna focus on classes for the rest of the day, knowing that their mom is right out there? Bryce is back! You hand him over and you'll have a 3rd queen pissed at you. She's owning her queenness. I'm Bryce Stannon, Queen of the Valbaran Fae. I mean, can someone please make that a sound as cool as the Runedownen one? He'd forgotten how fun it was to see Bryce in her element leading these shitheads along by the nose. He's like, that's my girl. She'd make sure they died slowly. That is, once she figured out how to kill them. Flaming sword through the neck. Banish them from this world. No, you need to, like, just full on kill them, otherwise they'll go after a different world. The Ocean Queen wants everyone to evacuate to the Prothean world. No, let's not do that. You have your own world here now. You just need to make good with the humans. But also, once you get used to the internet, there's no fucking way everyone's handling not having it in the other world. The siblings are seeing each other again. And they're so happy to see each other. Yeah, I think the better question is whether they're Pollixes, yeah. Excuse me, Sarah. Bryce and Hunt are back together. They're standing alone with no one else around them. And they're not even kissing? Excuse me? Oh, Lydia's son Acton has an attitude. Oh, fuck, she and Bryce would get along well. The fact that both of them were on this ship. Part of him wanted to run and hide. They're my favorite type of characters. That's why I wanted Bryce and Nesta to be besties so badly. Why does Ethan need the Godslayer rifle? Oh, it's just the astronomer? I thought it was gonna be like an asteroid. Would the Godslayer rifle kill an asteroid? The fact that Jessica is wearing blue, where after we find out she was one of the library priestesses, that can't be a coincidence, even though she was human and there before the Fae came along. They can read minds whether you want them or not. They're not going to ask permission like that night court dude. That night court dude. I'm assuming you have some plan up your sleeve that you're going to spring on us at the worst possible moment. I think you mean the coolest possible moment. So Bryce and Lydia are going to become besties now. But where are her actual besties, Fury and Juniper? She hasn't even mentioned them. Do we just forget about them? And where's Hypatia at? Hypatia, finally! And she's the necromancer? Hypatia is now a House of Flame and Shadow. So she's technically no longer a witch and she's a sorceress now? She's giving the red ring to them. It's an heirloom of my father's household. He's not anyone worth remembering. Are we sure about that? Or are just all of these, like, connections to Aelin and Rowan just a coincidence. And we're making connections where there aren't any. Dragon fire can be used against the princes of hell. Special fire. Like Aylin's flames and Nesta's flames. Also, we haven't seen Ari since Jesper owns Ari now, doesn't she? So the figurehead on this boat that's coming out of Avalon is a stag. Fae females speak only when spoken to. Bryce smiled slowly. Now you've done it, Hunt grumbled. I can't wait for them to take Morven down. I'm so over Morven's patriarchal bullshit views. Please kill him already. And the murder twins. Tharion's gonna marry Sathia, Flynn's sister. This is just a really random side tangent. Hypatia wants to raise Sophie from the dead. Necromancy is never a good idea, yet we're on our third raising of the dead in this book. What is it with Sarah and fucking in the sky? Like, they were in a bed and then suddenly they were just up there above Avalon and then they're back down to the bed again. But what? Okay, so Tharion married Sathia because, like, he's got to be gay, right? After Ari alluded to that earlier. Sathia has been refusing to marry any male presented to her, which, you know, should be just her choice, but it's because she's gay too, right? So they're each other's beards now. Okay, so I think in the end, Rune and Lydia are going to end up together and they're going to rule the Avalon Fae. And then Bryce and Hunt are going to rule the Valbaran Fae. I don't know what's going to happen to the rest of them. Okay, the Stag King, they called him. It was an insult to deer shifters. The Fae male had no affinity for the beasts. Okay. It's good to have another female around here. The Alpha Hole Club was getting too crowded for my liking. You have other female friends. Just for some reason they're not around. But yes, I love that there's more than one female going into places that only men were allowed. Morven is giving Rune, well, he starts to give a warning about females. I mean, I hate Morven, but he's talking about Thea and Helena, isn't he? They're still around. Thunderbirds can bring back the dead. Regulus took some of Hunt's lightning to raise the dead. He's a Thunderbird, and he hasn't even realized it yet. I can't believe they're going after the humans again with the brimstone missiles. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck off. The Autumn King is in the Prince Caves and Morven. Fucking hell. Kill them. Now I don't fucking care who you are as long as you're mine, because I'm yours, Dave. I'm fucking yours. Aww. Wait. Oh my god. Stop reading ahead. Rune wants to kill Pollux, but no, he doesn't get to. Lydia gets to rip Pollux limb from limb. Communication! Like, what the fuck? Later, Athala. No, now. Yes, now. Communication. Two people on a scooter just whizzed past my window. Like, one was, like, controlling the scooter and the other person just had their arms around them on the back. Okay. Anyway, communication. And then they're yelling and stuff, and then Hunt apologizes because he's like, I know it's not the time to pick a fight, but we need to communicate. Communication. The Prince Caves are the caves in the Night Court. How the fuck did you know to get out here anyway? Because I've been here before. Well, it's nearly identical, so maybe they're just patterned off of it, but also maybe it's just like the other side of it. But Bryce approached the sarcophagus, peered down at the perfectly carved, handsome face of the first star-born prince. Hello, you rapist fuck. There's a staircase in the sarcophagus. Secret tunnel. But this place was built by Helena. Like Selena did stuff in the other caves. Caves are made entirely of black salt, which means they're gonna be... It's gonna open a world to hell. Well, I mean, now you need another jug, because you just broke it. Don't you dare. Do not drink from that. This is not the time to go alcohol without me. Bryce could only gape at her mate as he grabbed the drinking bowl and held it out to her, ready to follow her into hell. I mean, you could have, like, not broken the jug. Seems you got a little lost on your way to find me, Bryce Quinlan, but welcome to hell. Finally! I thought Hunt's father was gonna be a Thunderbird or Thor. Not fucking Apollyon. I'm so fucking confused. Thanatos scoffed. You're no son of his. If anything, you are mine. What? Yeah, just get on with the explanation. Because the princes of hell cannot be contained by the black crowns. But you haven't explained whose son he is. What is happening? As you were made by hell's princes? So does he, like, not have a mother? No. Wait, no. Hunt's mother was an angel. She was. She was not ill-used. We might command nightmares, but we are not monsters. Tell that to Jessica. Like what Apollyon did to her? I swear to God, if you change perspectives. Thank you. We know we're in Rune. No, like I love Rune, but Bryce and Hunt are the most important point of views to be in right now. Thea split her power into 3 and put it 2 parts into her daughters. So Bryce has inherited Thea's 3rd, and now she has Celine's 3rd. So she has to go get Helena's. Okay, we're going over stuff we already know. Let's get back to Hunt. So you had a 3rd of Thea's power already. The part originally was given to Helena that came down to you through Helena's bloodline. You took another 3rd from where Selena stashed it. I know this. Okay, so she has Helena's and Celine's 3rd, so she has to find Thea's. Starfire. Fire. Special fire. Like the Silver Flames and Aylin's fire. And I feel like she's gonna find Thea's piece of the magic fast, because part 2 is called The Search, so she's been searching for it. And we gotta start part 3 shortly. Why have we just thrown away the conversation about Hunt's parentage? They're like, yeah, we'll get to this. So this is the story of how we got to Hunt. But no, we've just been talking about Thea and Helena. Yeah, okay. We're going to open the Northern Rift. That's fine. Now, Hunt's parentage. We opened in hell with that. And we've got completely sidetracked. You are the son of my 2 brothers only in the vaguest sense. But Hunt was made to literally be a battery for Bryce. Thunderbirds were made for Bryce. So, like, he doesn't have a father, like, in the true sense. What, so Apollyon and Thanatos just, like, did some magic on Hunt's mum's womb? So his lightning isn't lightning, it's hellfire. Another special type of fire. Okay, no, so he does have a father. So he's not a son of the Princes of Hell, he just has some of their magic. Okay, so Hunt was made to be a backup battery for me. Our 4 other brothers are currently engaged in other conflicts, helping other worlds. What other worlds? I love her. Oh yeah? When I kicked his ass. Did he tell you? It's supposed to be a big secret. I cut that fucker into pieces for what he did to Danica. But what I did to Micah is nothing compared to what I'll do to you. Kill the murder twins. She doesn't need my help, Hunt whispered. Bryce is about to take down 2 fakings at once. It ended today, here, now. Cut them to pieces, girly. She burned the murder twins from the inside out. That's such an Aelin thing to do as well. Steaming holes where their eyes had been, where their brains had been, she'd melted their minds. Oh, okay, well their hands can regrow, so fucking burn the rest of him now. Oh, Rune, a good time to show up. Rune got to kill his father. Yes, that's actually the right way to do it. Because he deserved it. I thought Sathea was about to do something, but Sathea's there to help motivate Bryce for like the 15,000 years of repressed women. Oh my god, the Autumn King struggled to raise himself onto his hands. No, fucking just get it over with. Cut off his head. We need this male to not be alive anymore. The Oracle told Rune that he was there to end the patriarchy. The line will end with me because I yield my crown, my title to the queen. Yes, he went for the head. He went for the head. Finally, free of that dipshit. Now, next one. Last one. Morven. He just fucking gave up? Okay, but you need to kill Morven still as well. Like, he doesn't deserve to live. Just get rid of him. It's gonna make life so much easier. I'm just... Bryce is figuring out that the prophecy meant the uniting of people didn't mean across worlds. It meant the people within the world, not just the Fae. Thank God. I don't think we're going to go back to the Prithian world and we're not going to see Aelin, which I don't want them. I want them to be separated more. And I think that's what's happening. I love Bryce so much. I'm the queen of the Valbaran Fae. And of Avalon. You'll be the queen of Avalon over my dead. As I was saying, for the moment, I'm queen, I'm judge, jury, and I'm your motherfucking executioner. Love that. Like, I feel like we still need Fury and Juniper, but I love that Sathea's here. She's the first one to go to her knees and say, "Hail Bryce, queen of the Midgardian Fae." Oof. Bryce said one thing. Let's start with Avalon and Valbara and see where we wind up. She's fucking raising islands. She fucking changed the sky. She changed the weather. She fucking raised islands. Oh, they destroyed the castle? I have 1 fucking chapter to go in part 2 and I'm having emotionals. I am so emotional and my phone decides to run out of storage. Whatever you did with those Miss Bryce, I got service. They have phone reception now. Oh, they're about to learn that the human quarter was bombed. Oh, fuck. A hit on every Ophian base. 10 brimstone missiles? I just spent forever transferring 129 video files to my hard drive and it's still telling me that there's no room on the phone. So we'll find out. But we made it to part 3. And this is like the last 250 pages. So we know this is when the shit goes down. Finally a mention of Fury, and yes, she got a helicopter at the snap of her fingers. Yes, good Bryce. Do you think there's a chance we could recruit them to fight for us? No, I mean, I don't know what they'd say, but I wouldn't ask that of them, of anyone. Yes, because they would say yes, they would come fight. But they shouldn't, it's not their fight. Bryce is gonna share the footage of her killing Micah. Who said you're in charge? My wife. That's who. Anytime they call each other wife and husband. Bryce just called Flynn and Declan buzzards. I mean, I know Sarah J Maas has like her things that she repeats a lot. But I swear that's the first time I've seen that outside of Aelin calling Rowan buzzard. 607 pages in and we're finally seeing Bryce's parents and Fury and Juniper. And Syrinx! Syrinx was the first one off the helicopter. Why would you give me like half a page of that reunion and then skip back to Ethan? God! This lion shifter that the page before Ethan said Bryce would have a field day with this guy. Is this the lion shifter that Bryce hooked up with in the club bathroom at the beginning of book 1? Damn, he's dead now. Fury bought a helicopter and supplies. She could have been doing this the whole time. And we still don't know what she is. We don't get an answer. Just conversations between Bryce and her mom. You look different. Good different or bad different? Good. Like a functioning adult. Thanks, Mom. I'm sorry. When did the wolves have other powers? Like this, Ethan is summoning snow. Like, is that something that all of the shapeshifters are going to be able to do? Or does Ethan come from a different line? We have to fight the harpy again. Wait, what? I thought you said you weren't going to go get them. I thought you weren't going to go get them. They're coming back. I thought we were done with them. They're back. She's opened it to Nesta. I thought we were going to open hell. They were literally on our side. Is that a Prince of Hell? Ember whispered. Talking about Nesta. Okay, so I don't think they're bringing them through. She's just like, I gotta call Nesta for a second, get the mask, and then we'll close it up again. Is that a request or a threat? Nesta asked. It's a plea, a desperate fucking plea. Just want them to be besties, but like besties who don't get involved in each other's world. We pen pals. She's going to use the mask, and all of those humans who died are going to come back with a vengeance. Because they haven't been buried. My phone decided to tell me that there's no space left on it when I deleted 129 videos from it, and I have 100 gigs left in my iCloud storage. But it's just not filming anymore. And my camera I usually vlog on still doesn't work, so I am now using a really old camera where the lens turns into fog after 20 minutes. So we'll see if you'll be able to see me by the end of this video. And my upstairs neighbor is playing their TV at an obnoxiously loud rate, so now I have unplugged in headphones to try and block it out. All while I'm trying to just experience this book. Like, Bryce is literally talking to Nesta right now. She's handing over her parents to Nesta in exchange for the mask, which means she's going to have to open the portal again. Wait, so they're not even going to open it to hell now? She can command the harpy wearing the mask because the harpy's dead. Oh, that was really quick. Okay, so since Celestina is with Naomi and Isaiah, I reckon she's on our side. The first word I read on the next page was nah. Is that a sign? Pollux has Lydia's sons. Fucking hell. But it does mean Lydia is going to completely rip Pollux to shreds. If she wasn't already. Like, it's gonna be fine. Her kids are gonna be fine. Sarah wouldn't kill the kids. But Pollux is gone. Yep, Celestina regrets what she did. She's on our side. Hunt is not only removed his halo, he removed Isaiah's. And he's not going to end up killing Celestina. Bryce will stop him. Oh, yeah, Bryce is just like, well, while they're distracted, I'm just going to go do the thing. Oh, because I'm the Umbra Mortis. You're not Hunt. You're not the Umbra Mortis. You never were. And Bryce is stopping him from killing Celestina. She's having Isaiah and Naomi lead the army of the dead. So does that mean she's going to give the mask to Isaiah? Because Nesta gave it to you, Bryce, not to anyone else. So she's going to put the dead angels in the bodies of the humans? Because I don't think you're going to go get those bodies. No, she's planning on making new bodies? Let's not go this far into necromancy. She's putting the bodies in the mech suits. She's putting the souls in the mech suits. And they finally opened the Hell Gate. And now we're in Jessica's point of view. No, it's probably Ethan's. Just multiple point of views are the bane of my existence. So she opened the gate to hell and only let Adias through? That's it, just the one Prince of Hell. Thought we were getting an army. There they are. They're just back a little bit further. They're marching? Where are they marching? You haven't given them any orders yet. All of hell ready to try? I wouldn't bring all of them. They need someone back there. Tell Lydia we're coming. And tell her we're not coming alone. Because they're gonna go get her sons. Erd, Word, and the Cauldron are the same thing. And the Underking comes from the Shifter's original reality, but he was birthed by the Void. So maybe the Underking is Volg, and the Volg aren't Asterai. Connor has given Ethan a bullet. Also, their names Connor and Ethan. I have a nephew Connor and a nephew Ethan. Salat. And Ethan is younger than Connor. But Connor gave Ethan a bullet and was like gesturing to the Underking. So is Ethan gonna kill the Underking? With the Godslayer rifle and this bullet? So Ethan is recognizing the Underking as an enemy from long back in their world. And he has ice powers. So is he descendant from Dorian? It just doesn't seem right. They can just slip, but he did. Blow up the Underking. Well, Hypatia kind of did it at the end. So like Jessica is the person who runs House of Flame and Shadow now? Oh, you kill it, you become it. So Hypatia is now death? Oh no, well I guess head of the House of Flame and Shadow. Yeah, we let them go. We don't need the Quiet Realms at all, do we? No, Death worked fine just before. Death worked just fine without them before the asteroid came. And now Connor can speak. You're not going to bring Connor back from the dead, are you? Okay, so the bullet is for the Godslayer rifle, but they want Bryce to use it. They're putting all the second light into one bullet. But you have to pick which asteroid then. And obviously it's going to be Regalis, but the others have power. Bryce just killed one of the asteroids just like that, just by stabbing them. So like, that wasn't that hard. She opened the portal to nowhere. Within one of them. 5 more to go. A portal to nowhere. To a black hole. But nowhere has to be somewhere. Hunt's power buzzed through him again in his very bones. No, That wasn't his power buzzing through him, it was his phone. They use the word apex predator a lot in this book. Okay, so we're going back to the original plan now. Fucking hell, Tharion, just stuffing things up again. Only 2 vials of the antidote survived? Fucking hell. Do you reckon it awoken fire in Lydia? Lydia burst into flames. Fucking knew it. Of course she has fire magic. We know where she comes from. And her son's name is Brannon. Yeah, his full name is Brannon. It's on the next page. What are you? An old bloodline. Fucking knew she was related to Aelin. She's gonna burn him to ash. From the inside out. Just like her ancestor. Yep. Confirmation that the shifters are from Aelin's world. Brannon after the oldest legends in her family's bloodline. Like, we're not getting Aelin showing up, but this is what I wanted in Aelin's influence, like that her bloodline is still going and she's completely fine. Way back when, because that must have all happened first. Lydia's just obliterating them. Lydia is literally just obliterating them ever. Like, all of them. Lydia has Aelin's flames. And she could kill an asteroid very easily with them. You're getting out of this, Lydia. You're not dying. Fire sprites. Can always rely on them. She's about to put the bullet in the core and see if it destroys the entire world. Girlie, you're not dying. She doesn't kill main characters. She's using Regulus as a battery. Oh, she's sending the core through the portal to nothing. Fucking hell, Bryce, you gotta get back out. You can't go into the portal too. Oh, the hole's still opening. She's gonna pull a layer and then just pull herself through space. You can close it when you're on the Midgard side of it. Oh, she knew she was gonna die. Or is she actually going to die and then because Hunt has the mask he can bring her back? So much fucking necromancy in this book. Oh, fucking hell. Shahir is here. It's fucking Iron Manning it. It's going into space in a fucking mech suit. It's fucking Iron Manning it. Yeah, so Bryce is dead, but you've pulled this shit on us too many times, Sarah. She's coming back from the dead. Happened with Reese, it happened with Feyre, it happened with Aelin, happened technically with Hunt. So she's coming back. It's fine. Of course it's Hypatia, because Hypatia can fix anything. She's the Bonnie Bennett of this world. Is Jessica gonna give up her life for Bryce? And Jessica's crying. That's gonna make me cry. Yeah, she's 15,000 years old. She's fine. She's had a life. Oh my god, she's talking to Jessica like she talked to Danica in book 1. She already did the paperwork. Danica. Fucking. I can't even speak now. The harbor's here. Bryce opened her eyes. There were a lot of people standing over her. Most were crying. Yeah, I think I know how they feel. Who died and made you prime? Sabine. Oh, of course there's fucking news helicopters. Okay, initial thoughts if I can still speak. Why the fuck was Fury irrelevant? There was such a mystery around her, and we never got to learn who or what Fury is. And she was practically irrelevant. And so was Juniper. Tharion was also pretty much irrelevant as well, so his point of view was not needed at all.
It just got in the way of everybody else's important POVs. And then Ethan's POV could have been slashed in half. But I love Bryce. I love Hunt. I love that Aelin was not dragged into this at all. Thank the gods. She's with her peace at her own world. Having those 5 children with Rowan, so those children can have children so we can get all the way to Lydia.
Okay, it is the next day with a charged camera battery. I don't even remember what I was saying last night. It was actually, technically wasn't even actually yesterday. Like it's not the next day now, because I finished this book at like 12:15 a.m. Oh my god, I really can't remember what I was saying. I don't know if I said this, but Ariadne just was irrelevant as well. She was completely useless. Like, you bring in this dragon, and the dragon doesn't even join the fight. I did also just read the bonus chapters, and I loved all of them. I can't believe that we got confirmation that Azriel loves club music. And I love that we got to see Ember and Nesta, and Amber just going off at Rhysand. I love her so much. I'm starting like a new favorites club, and they're like favorite mothers. It's got Ember, Quinlan, and Sally Jackson are in it at the moment. Maybe Lydia. I don't know if to put her in like that group or like the badass female characters group, just like in general. I want to read the original draft of this, like what was in that, because she said it wasn't right, so she rewrote the entire thing and it became this. So what was in the original draft? Did it have more fury and dragons? I'm still going to give it like a 4 stars because I love the character so much and it made me bawl. And it didn't bring Aelin in as well. If they had brought Aelin in, I would have been so sad. Oh, Kat actually got a bonus chapter in her book. We don't get shit in Australian editions, but I'm getting a hardcover, and I don't know if it's going to be a special edition hardcover. It'll just be whichever one that they bring into the bookstore. We saw a wedding. We actually saw a wedding. It was in the bonus chapters, and it was like 4 paragraphs long, but we finally saw a wedding. I was kind of expecting in that Rune and Lydia chapter though, at the end, like talking about like having kids or whatever, and then I wouldn't have been surprised if Lydia was like, you know, if we have a girl, I really like this family name Aelin, or something like that. Because, you know, she named one of her sons Brannon, so their names clearly passed through. I'm really sad that Lydia's dad was an arsehole, because he's the one that's descendant from Aelin and Rowan. Did I say that? Did I say that, like, nobody died and I'm shocked by that? Like, there were, like, no important, like, good character deaths. Like, all the bad guys died. And yes, for killing the Autumn King and that. But, like, there was no stakes, I guess. I wasn't, like, worried about our main characters because we know how Sarah writes. Now she's not going to kill them. But Bakshin made it out alive? I thought he was going to be the Gabriel of it all. Oh, I guess, like, Jessica died. But, like, just 15,000 years old, it doesn't really count that much. Like, we had our, I guess maybe because we had all of our character deaths before that, like, she just did a whole bunch up front and was like, you get to keep the rest of them. I'm sure I'm going to keep thinking of things to say later. But now I have to figure out how to fit this on my bookshelf, along with the hardcover that I'll get. Let me know what you thought about this book down below.